was looking at two different things, and I was looking at some keyword research. One of the tools said there was no volume whatsoever for a keyword, and the other tool said there was like 20,000 searches a month for the same keyword. So it's like, who do you believe? But it's not about what we believe or what we use. It's about averages. Everything's about averages. And we have to take that mentality that Google is going to make things go up and down, back and forth. They like certain things, they don't like certain things. We are constantly striving to give, in most cases, Google what they want. But in reality, if you're putting up good quality content on a regular basis and building a strong foundation for your sites, and then following it up with the authority associations, it's everything that every search engine out there is requiring. If we're putting up crappy sites and we're putting up content that you can't read, that's garbage, we're going to be rewarded with low rankings. If we put up quality sites and constantly updating them, on a regular basis, giving them the tweaks that they need, that's the power of some of these tools that we use, like MVP, because they're constantly spinning the content, making it look fresh. And it's these things that we are using to our advantage to push our sites up, to make our sites look better to the search engines, which in turn gets higher ranking, in turn gets our clients to see the sites for more value, to spend more money with us, that we know what we're doing. And it's all of that that's going to come together, because what I see, the vision for what we're doing for ourselves, is to be able to build faster, rank faster than ever before. I mean, the time frame, if you guys don't know, the 3 to 6 months to rank a site is not unrealistic. If you're really not doing anything to push things, it is 3 to 6 months. And if you're telling clients that you're going to do it in 3 weeks, you're making a mistake. I would say I would stay with the basis of what Google says, what it takes to do a proper SEO and rank a website. 90 days is not unrealistic. People know it's 3 months to 6 months. Stay with that. And when you show them rankings in a month or 2 months time with a site, you're a hero. Always deliver before the deadline. But if you're delivering in a month versus 3 months, it's game over, in my opinion. Now, we can't guarantee what anybody's going to do or anybody's going to rank. But if you go after the right types of keywords, the low-hanging fruit, and put it with a location, your chances are very, very good if you're using the Magic Ranker system with it. We had great results with just the DFI Magic themes by themselves as far as ranking, but they didn't get indexed and didn't rank as quickly as they are now with the DFI Magic Ranker. That's the difference. So as we go forward, Steven and I, we look at the big picture. The big picture is build faster, build better quality sites, have more flexibility to them, give people more of an option to get away from the technology and just get the sites built. Having the library of lots of different niches to be able to offer to different clientele, having the knowledge to be able to take a niche site that's built, change it up, put in new content. And obviously you don't have to put in, you'd have to put in 1/10 of the content that we do when we build a DFI Magic Themes website. So your ability to change over niches and take over new niches that aren't as competitive is even better and greater than ever. It's just the time behind the wheel. It's the time experience how they're built. It's the time looking at the blueprint, how things work. Do you need everything? No, you don't. It's we built to make it as easy as possible for you to build fast and change things. And our direction that we're going is going to be mind-blowing in the next 30 to 60 days.
It is, isn't it, Robert? And just before I say anything else, on a few bits I want to talk about, let's say good evening to our defiers who joined us in the Zoom room. We got Bob, Colin, Don, Laurie, Lynn, Paul, Ray, Richard, Sarah, and Stefan. And the links inside the Inner Circle Facebook groups. If you're in one of the free channels, go over to the Inner Circle Facebook group. you can hit the button and come and join on the Zoom room. Because at some point we'll say goodnight to all the free groups that finally joined us a bit late because of technology always breaking, and I had to press some buttons and fix it with a bit of sticky string and glue, I guess. In the UK we used to have Blue Peter that used to say that. But
well, my apologies. I just went off on a rant real quick because it was things that were on my mind. And when you said you needed a moment, I took several.
Well, something. I used to work in radio years ago, and I almost changed my name to Phil because I used to fill in for a lot of people.
There you go.
And so, so that used to be my one. But we've got a lot of exciting stuff coming up over the coming couple of months. We can't give away too much tonight because we are beta testing an idea. And I'm pleased to say, if you own one of our DFI Magic themes and you are on the inner circle, the thing that's going to happen will give you all free access to it. All right. So there will be nothing to pay on top of what you're already in with. All right. If you've got one of our themes and you're on the inner circle, then you're going to get this bonus with our themes. There's going to be a big update on the themes. And it's nothing to worry about. It's going to just be super amazing what we've got in mind, and that's why there's been a little bit of a delay with a new theme coming out. We like to try and get one out a month, but we've held back a bit because technology changes, and as people know in here, right, we support our products from day one. We jump on calls with you guys. If you're stuck, you raise a support ticket and go, oh my god, this is broke. I know Bob in the room. I spent a few days on an issue he had, and so we've moved some domain names around, done some tweaks and bits and pieces.
Oh, I got something to say there. I just want to make it clear: we could not fix Bob. We only fixed the issues that he created in some of the stuff he had going on.
Bob's brilliant, and but the thing is. We like to support what we do, and whilst there's only myself and Robert, Greg, bless him, what Greg will do, you raise a ticket with it. If he can fix it, he will. If he can't, he passes it over to a server team. They say they've done it, and they pass it back to him, and he replies back to people going, it's done. And sometimes what happens is the server team haven't understood properly. So then eventually I get wind of it, and I get on the phone call to the account manager to deal with the hosting. The actual server, and I say, this isn't on, we've explained this twice, it's not fixed. And then he's very apologetic and he gets it done. Very rarely do these tickets extend, but sometimes we get very complicated situations. To move things around inside the hosting can be very complicated, and that's why I've got a team behind me in the server department that just go, yeah, we'll do it. But I have to do what I've learned to do is do a Loom video for them, because I don't think a lot of them are English speaking. So I'll say, I want this here to go here, but they're okay about it. They're a good team, and they're available to us pretty much 24 hours a day. And so what's the general rule of thumb is that I'm up in the morning in the UK, 5 hours later, Robert's up, and then I sign off in the evenings. Well, normally about 11 o'clock at night, don't I, Robert? And and then Robert carries on for another 5 hours, and then there's a gap where we're not monitoring the support tickets because we're sleeping. We have to sleep at some point in our lives, but we want to keep giving value to people. And I know you guys really, hand on heart, it's such a privilege to have you guys as Defiers with us, and I'll tell you why. Because we get nice messages coming in on email, on Facebook, just saying, thank you so much for your support. We've never known anything like it. And little things like that just makes us smile and go and reminds us why we are helping Defiers get where they want to, which then leads me on to our future idea that came into mind. And we've been talking about this a lot, but we've been working on so many projects that in about a week's time to 2 weeks time, it's going to calm down and we can start really focusing on this. And our idea is we're going to call it the DFY Build, Rank and Rent. It's the training but together from start to finish to get you guys where you need to be. Right? We show enough times in the training how to build a site. And we did start a little while ago doing some case studies. I did, and then some things came up. But what we're going to do, myself and Robert, over the next couple of weeks, we're going to pre-record the videos and get the system together so we can double check it. And then we're going to look after, Robert's going to tell me off for this, but anybody who's a defier in the system, I'm going to look after them with that as well.
Why would I tell you off for that?
Well, because I don't know if I discussed it with you.
Why am I the only one telling you off all the time?
I know. Well, we did talk about putting a price on the training course.
I mean, oh, bloody hell. I mean, you know,
but
come on.
If you end up in the future being, someone who's already in the inner circle, and you see a product on JVSU or somewhere like that, Robert's not a bad cop, Don. If you see a product out there that is going to be the DFY build, rank, and rent system, and we're planning on putting the training out there quite cheap to get people into learning the system. Now, we've also talked about not only showing DFY Magic themes, but to say you could take any site and set it up in this way. So we're going to go through doing everything from showing the site being built, and we're going to take a fresh domain name, put it on there. Robert's already got some fresh domain names, as you've seen with the DFY Magic Ranker system. And I mean, this system with DFY Magic Ranker has blown our minds, because when it originally came up and I talked to our third party guy who's involved with this, and he said, yes, we can do this idea. And we pulled it all together. The advanced training, the elite stuff, is what myself and Robert brought together. Other ideas off the back of it with a dev. But the front end was with a third party. And he said, you'll be amazed at what's going to happen. And Robert has been pumping out there the stats in images, right? And they're not fake. They are real stats, genuine stats. And every day when I go on, he sends me another message in Messenger before I've even talked to him, going, look at this.
It's like opening up a Christmas gift, because it's like, holy cow, already. And you see in 3 weeks' time, 11 words on page 1. It doesn't make sense, but there's so much more that we can do. And the other part about doing the DFY Magic Rank and Rent process is it's almost going to be trust the system. Let's just build. Let's how's that phrase go? Screw the how for now. Just follow what we're doing and do it. And it's the cost of a domain name. In reality, it's a little bit of time, but this is going to I'm going to say fast track your progress of the build and getting them ranked. And that whole thing is, for some reason, I know time is a constraint for everybody, but we all have the same 24 hours in the same day. It's how we use that time and how we proceed that. And what accountability do you need to make something happen during the course of the week? Now, I started and I was going to really push hard, and I said, no, I'm going to hold back, and we're going to start this, and we're going to get a domain name, and we're going to get it. I think the hardest part for most of us is just to commit that we're going to do this, and we're going to do this either daily or weekly or whatever the schedule is. But if we're all held accountable and we all take part in something, even if it's a basic build that we know how to do, just take part in it and encourage the others to take part in it. And some of us that have been stalled for whatever reason and aren't building, what you guys don't know is coming is why we want you to build now. Because when you have those built, then we can put the rest of the systems in play. But if you don't have anything built, we can't help you until you build. So then everybody else will be behind who hasn't built yet. So we want to make it easy for everybody. Just get on board, build that first contractor site, and get it started. And you know what? It doesn't hurt to have 3 or 4 more. It doesn't hurt to have 3 or 4 more in every niche that you want to go after. But we're not asking you to do that right away. We're just asking you to get the basic build done. Understand the system. Understand some of these things that are working in the background. And at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you from the experience that I I just went through with the painter site. I didn't do a lot to it, but I did use the ranker on it. So when it's ranking like that, it's an easy sale to give to a client. They can see it on page 1. And, you know, in that particular case, if you guys don't know, what the idea was of doing that site in the beginning anyways, was for one of my clients. I wanted to compete against his website and see if I could outrank him faster by using the DFI Magic Ranker. And he only wants clients in the city of Wellington. He doesn't want them anywhere else. So I said, you know what, Bob, I think it was Bob that brought up the question, do you put in the city name in the URL or not? And that's been an ongoing thing. Should we do it? Should we not do it? Should we do it? Should we not do it? And you can do it both ways, because you can rank bigger sites by not having your location restricted by it saying a city name in the URL. But what it did prove was having the city name in the URL with the keywords that we wanted to rank for. It really helped it become an exact match domain to what we were going after. So the test was to see if it would matter one way or another. And I think it helped, but I think the ranker really did the work.
Can I add to that? That it's been the whole Magic Ranker system's been really good, and we've had good sign-ups with it. And we decided that we're going to expire the coupon code on Monday, because if we get too many people into the system, right, the numbers are in are comfortable at the moment. We're happy with them. If we let too many people into the system at the current price, then it could flood the market with this system, right? And we never built the system to make loads of money out of it for ourselves. We built it to help our community ultimately. And then when we were testing it before we released it to the beta testers, right, and that was the first part of it, the front end of it.
It wasn't even the basic version yet.
Yeah. And you guys who were so the very start believed in us, went, we'll take a punt, we'll buy it. You bought it, right? And you see how much more value's been added to it since you got in there. And then we did an inner circle deal for a little while, which we had to finish on. And now the latest deal on the system is I think it's 697 for the front end. And then we're allowing a year's access to the inner circle, and we include the elite training. With that, after 1 year, anyone who's paid for the year for the inner circle can cancel the year circle. You still get to keep the elite training. All right, long as that payment stays live for that year, then that's fine. So currently, if you go to the front end price is $997 with a discount. And the reason we put the price up is it puts people off from wanting to buy into that system at that price. You know, some people say, "Oh, should I buy it? Shouldn't I buy it?" So probably Monday or Tuesday. What should we go with? Tuesday, Robert? I think probably Tuesday. We'll take the coupon code down.
Either Tuesday or Wednesday, because we did the actual webinar on Sunday, I think.
Yeah.
So 3 to 5 days.
Yeah.
If you're not going to get into it, it's okay. It's really okay. We're okay with less people, because what's going to happen is
we look after them better. You get hundreds of people and it gets a bit more difficult,
Well, it's about the use of the system, not flood the market. But for sure, we're going to take off the elite training. We're not going to give that out. That is going to be that's just gold. That's the license to print money when you put that all in play. For those of you that haven't built it yet or haven't experienced what's going to happen, that's what's going to happen. When you put it, there's work. We never said that there wasn't work, but it's doable work. It's step by step. It's not worth the effort, so to speak, because you can use it over and over again and keep building on it. And I know some people like Ray wants to have 18 systems by next month, because that's how he works. But, it's not necessary, but you can. I think Steve Dimmick has his hand up.
Just before, Bob, I've replied to your message on Messenger. So ping me a message on Sunday. All right, because I'm taking a day out with the family tomorrow. So anyone trying to ping me messages or raise tickets, you won't get a response from me. Greg or Robert will respond the best they can in
I
that
don't respond.
situation. So I'm just pre-warning everyone. But there has to come a time, where we have to be fair on the people who trusted in us when we launched the product, and we have to say, right, okay, you've trusted us, you got it at the best price. Now that price has to go up. So that way, then we can manage the people who are already in. We might do a coupon code again in the future, but we can't guarantee it. That's the thing with this. And so I'm just going to bring Mr. Dimmock up into the spotlight as well. We got so many exciting things coming up, and where possible, when we do more training and stuff like that, we will try and give the Defiers, more and more value as we go along. We've always done that from day one. I know a few faces like Lynn and Don and Bob are in the room, and you guys know that we give you more and more value all the time. And we always try and look after you. Otherwise, you wouldn't be coming back each week putting up with us on a Friday. So you right, Mr. Dimmock? I think you're
Yes.
muted,
Very
mate.
quiet.
Hello. I can hear you now.
Hello. Okay. Yeah, I just
How you-
wanted to give you guys an
Yeah, go on.
update.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm already in the program and I was one of the beta testers,
Yeah.
and at 697, I just wanted to give you a comparison. I've been I'm working on closing a client to build them a network using the Magic Ranker system.
Yeah.
And so far I've had 3 1-hour sessions with them on Zoom, and I'm charging them $175 an hour for those sessions.
Wow. So you're getting paid
Yeah.
just to talk to them?
I'm getting
about
paid to educate
Magic
them about
Ranker.
how I can help them.
Wow.
And they're like completely happy to pay me the $175 an hour. So far I've earned $525 just talking about what I can do for them.
I love this. Wow.
The positioning of it, because once you go through the process of building your Magic Ranker the first time, it's like there's so much power there.
Ah,
There's
thank
so
you,
much
Steve.
power there.
Thank you,
And
Steve.
you can go out there and I'm just talking about what it's going to do.
Mm.
And one of the first questions was, why is this any different than a private blog network? And if you don't know what a PBN is, go Google a PBN. And then once you do that, go Google the risk of having a PBN and having
It's a
Google
footprint.
ban you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people do PBNs, they do it as with as little effort as possible. And if that's the way they approach it, then yeah, they're going to get shut down by Google.
Well, that's also the point of it, though, that as little effort as possible, right? So the off-page SEO is work. And the whole thing is most people won't do the work. I won't do the work because I don't work that hard, but I will do an automation. I will take the time to set up an automation. And when that sucker works for me, I can find the 15 minutes to do what I need to do to make it work.
Absolutely. And don't get me wrong, I'm not telling the potential client exactly what the Magic Ranker system does.
Correct.
And how. I'm not telling them how it does it. What I'm telling them is there's a bunch of work to be done, because if they do this without my help, they're going to do it manually. That's going to be a nightmare. That's going to be a nightmare. They understand what I mean by when I say spinning content. They understand that. But they have no idea about how to do distribution, which is, and then automating that distribution. They have no idea. And the fact that you guys are teaching us to set this up so these sites are completely looking independent in Google's eyes is brilliant. I mean, that's what most people don't do. I mean, I'm servicing clients in my local area as an SEO provider, and I can tell you right now, my competition isn't doing anything near this because it's too much. They see it as too much work, but they don't know your secrets.
And do you know the best thing with this, Steve, is you can take our training and we allow you to give. You can go to a dev, right, that you trust, and say, I'll give you access to the training in my members area. Go and have a look. Right, and if you're really, really worried about them doing something to your account, raise a support ticket with their details, right? And we'll take the time to set up access for them directly, providing they are your dev and not just somebody you're trying to give away the course to. You know, we want to keep it inside with the people who paid for it.
I
You know,
have to say this, Stephen,
Mm.
because when you say that, what I hear is forewarning that don't do that to the full extent. Only if you want to give away your bank account, your routing number, how much money you have, your name and social
Yeah.
security number, all to the same person, you're going to get lifted some way or another, right? If you're going to do that with VAs, give them only pieces to the pie. Let them master certain parts, even if it's half or 3/4. If they don't have the whole recipe and somebody else does that other part and they don't have the other 3/4 of the pie, you get the system built. Never give your secrets to one person.
no, we have a few devs, don't we, Robert?
Yeah, and I just
that everything comes together.
It's easy to say, I trust Steve Dimick, and I do trust Steve Dimick, and I'm gonna give him everything that I know in technology, or to do something for me that I don't understand. And he's going to come back away with all of the stuff that I gave him, plus all my account information, plus everything else. If something goes wrong, if him and I have a discussion about politics and all of a sudden we disagree about something, he's got everything. Yeah, I'm just trying to forewarn you of what can go bad, will go bad. That's Murphy's Law. So be careful with VAs, be careful with outsourcers. And when you get the right ones, you take care of them.
Yeah.
You overpay them, you tip them, you make sure that they're taken care of, because they're out there. The good ones are out there, but they're, I don't know. Steve Dimick, what would you say? 2 and 10?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, you know,
Depends where you look.
One of our
Yeah.
devs who quoted a job for me $100, right? And we got a halfway stage, and I was happy. So I paid him that. You know, I gave him half the money, and actually I gave him $75 of it. To say thank you. Then he did a bit more work, and then then something changed in the job. In the end, it went from $100 to $300. And what this dev doesn't know, and I know he doesn't watch us, so it's good. What he doesn't know is when we launch and we start having money coming in from this idea, I'm going to send him some more money. I'm going to raise a job. I'm going to say, we want you to do this. Add this to the plugin. I'll raise a job, and he'll say like, $50, and I want to give him a few $100 on top to say thank you. You know, and it's well worth looking after them. We've got a few gems of devs which we don't hand out to people because they are gems. You know. And you know, I know it might be me being a bit selfish, but there are times, there are 1 or 2 people I have passed them over to, on people who I can trust with them, but I don't want their names getting out publicly, because
no, we share
of how they
people we
work.
need to.
Yeah.
But Steve, fantastic. I mean, look at you making money by the hour, being the professor of SEO. These guys are just coming to you because you have knowledge in the industry, and they're smart because they're paying for what they need to know before they commit to the big dollars of doing something.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I'm not like some SEO guru. I can talk SEO to a pretty good level. I outsource my SEO. I don't do it. I don't have time.
It doesn't matter as long as you know what
No.
you're saying. And there again, it's where you're coming from and the confidence level that you're at.
Well, you gotta understand that I mean, I did a local presentation at a business group in my town, in front of people, face to face. And at the end of it, some lady raised her hand and said, "What's SEO? I don't understand." And that was a huge wake-up call for me, because I was talking jargon to these people.
Mm-hmm.
And what I needed to be talking about was getting visibility for your business, getting new leads that are interested in what you offer through the door or on the phone or on your contact form and getting them coming into your business and paying you. That's what these people want. They don't care about SEO. They don't care about keywords. They don't care about any of that stuff. They want new business.
Yeah.
So if you can talk new business to them, you'll
Yep.
get their attention every
Yep.
time.
Yep.
A few years ago, I went to a local business meeting, and with a friend of mine who lives nearby, and he's an SEO guy, right? This guy stood at the front, and he built a very basic HTML website, and he went, "You don't need WordPress. You don't need to do too many keywords. You just need this." This site, the guy's site was awful, right? And I stood up and argued the case, and they're going, no, okay, we're not here to argue. We sat down. In that week, it riled me up so much. In fact, it was before COVID hit, and it riled me up. So I went and built a WordPress site, right? And I went and got all the content together. I built a 3-page website. I did all the standard SEO basics, which we talk about all the time. And for the keyword which he was doing, it was easy to outsmart him, and I got a site to number 1. And I thought to myself, you know what? Before I go back there, because it was a monthly meeting, I'm going to buy 2 more domain names, and I'm going to put these sites up, spin them, and change them. I had 3 sites up on this keyword, 1, 2, and 3, right? And videos that I put on YouTube as well. And we went back, me and my friend Ian, and the guy had his laptop up, and I said, "Oh, you two are back." He went, "Yeah, we were interested. Do you mind me asking? I was really intrigued by your website. Would you got a internet connection?" He went, "Yeah." So would you mind just searching for your keyword for me? Because I was impressed how you're number 1. And instantly, right, up came my 3 sites, right? And on that day, I put the top site by Stephen Brocklehurst at the top of all 3 of them, right? And I had my name badge on, and the bloke looked really embarrassed and, oh my God. And then we got taken to one. We got everyone at the end coming asking us and taking my phone number down. But the guy that organised it was the brother of the guy who I embarrassed. I got taken to one side and asked never to go back again. But I got loads of business off the back of it. It was hilarious, And what's funny, I've seen the guy since, and he's actually apologised to me since. And actually, we treated you unfairly. And I said, look, I wasn't trying to embarrass your brother. I was trying to prove that what I was saying works. That's all. And proof is in the pudding. That's why we want to. And this is a good question for everyone who's watching. Then I'm going to say goodnight to all the 3 groups, because I haven't done it yet and I've forgotten. Right. Put one in the Zoom chat, right? If you would like to be in a situation, right, where you could follow a system and have a site built within a month and have it ranked a month, probably within a couple of months. And we're getting everyone putting one in the chat. I love it. You see, and that's what the DFI build, rank, and rent training is going to be. And everyone on the inside the inner circle, myself and Robert, are going to put this training together, start to finish. And we've been wanting it. We've touched on it in places, and ultimately we want to do the whole thing and onboarding using a DFI magic theme. And like I said, in the training, we'll say you can use whatever theme you want, and that'll include us using the magic ranker.
We are going to do onboarding. We are going to put that together. It is going to be a plethora of ways to bring clientele in, both automated and effort, meaning you got to spend time. You either pick up the phone, or you're going to do mailings, or you're going to do postcards, or you're going to make emails. You're going to do something that takes effort, but it's going to be a consistent flow of effort. What we all tend to do are do the things that we like to do, not the things we always should be doing. And that's where we're just as bad. I'm not going to kid you, because I'm not like that. We are transparent. I would rather work on building a site, change a new system, do all these things that we're doing any day of the week, than sit there and pick up the phone and say, "Hey, you want a website? Hey, you want a website?" But where's the money come from? Doing the things I like to do, or picking up the phone and asking people if they want a website? It's 80% onboarding. That's where the money really is. Now, once we put these all into place, thank you, Steve. I agree 100%. That's absolutely correct. And what he put in the chat was Magic Themes plus Magic Rankers equal to gold. And it is. It's a license to print money because you can do it over and over and over again. It's gonna be that simplistic. It's gonna be, you guys are gonna see it. And for everybody that's in the inner circle, I'm not telling you anything that we've never done. We make sure you're taken care of. We make sure you're gonna do what you gotta do. But the the point of it is take action. The point of it is do what's got to get done. We can all make excuses, and excuses doesn't get it built. So I get a little bit crazy about wanting everybody to take action, and when I see so much potential and people don't take the action, it demotivates me a little bit, to be honest. But I'd rather see you do what you want to do. If website building is not your thing, then why are you here? If doing this for clients and getting them on board for passive income does not light your fire, then why are you here? What are you doing? Do what is your passion. Do what you really want to get to. And it doesn't have to be website building. I'm just saying to you, life is too short. So take the opportunities to do the things you really want to do. And my father said that to me 30 years ago. You got to love what you do because you're going to do it the rest of your life. And he was spot on. It's the truth. If you don't like what you're doing, and I did it. I worked for a company for 20 years, hated it. Every day, hated it. But I did what I had to do to make the money for the time. So, guys, this is opportunity. Steve Dimick said it, and I couldn't agree more. And it's not just about the Magic Ranker. It's about Done For You Magic Themes. It's about putting up those quality websites. It's about being part of a community that is positive. Don't be with all the naysayers. Don't be the sky is falling. The sky is falling. If that's where you're going to stay, you're never going to get anything done. Take the action to move forward. Build your first DFY site, then build your second. And if you haven't figured it out by then, build your third. Keep going. It's no longer tech. And me and Stephen had that question the other day, or that conversation. I can come on this call because I'm partners with Stephen Brocklehurst. And I know Steve Dimick, and I know other people that I can go to. If I got stuck on something in tech, I go to them and I get my answer. And I can come on this call and say to you, tech is not your obstacle anymore. You have support tickets. You have ways to reach us. You have Friday calls to come and ask your questions. And if we can't answer it on the call, we can answer it on a Zoom call, or we can answer it through an email, or we can create a video and send it to you. This is how you do it. In most cases, if it's that difficult for you and it's a flip of a switch or a couple of settings for us, we get it. It's embarrassing to know that you only had to do this, and click that, and it would have been fixed. But you don't know what you don't know. And I can sit on this call and say, tech is not your obstacle. You have us and you have this group and this community. So stop letting that stop you. Take action, build the sites. It's that simplistic to do it. Don't look at it as being daunting. Don't look at it as, oh, I'm so dumb. I just don't get it. I don't get it. No, you're not dumb. It's just you don't haven't experienced it yet. It's not in your wheelhouse yet. It will be. And we have seen so many people go from I don't knowers to teaching other people stuff. I see it all the time out there, and I'm so impressed. They're teaching me stuff that I didn't know because they're sharing, and that's the community is. So stop letting tech be an issue. Stop letting your own confidence levels hold you back. There's no reason for it.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
I agree with you. And on that note, if you're interested in the DFY Magic Ranker, its current deal, it's dfymagicranker.com. Go and have a look. We're going to say goodbye to the free groups. And if you want to come in on the Zoom call and join the inner circle, it's dfymagicthemes.com/live for you. I'm going to play this little jingle, gives me a chance to cut everyone off who's in the free groups. Bye, free groups. You're going to miss out
everybody.
on the golden nuggets right now.